Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will just be a quick video on how to make an enemy respawn points with no Python in the Blender game engine. And I'm just going to get started. So to start off, what you're going to do is click down here to go into layer 2 and do spacebar and then add a cube. This new cube will be our enemy objects. So what we're going to do is I'll click on this one and rename it as enemy. And let's click on the materials tab and let's make the material of our enemy object red. And that's all I'll do for now right there. Alright, what we're now going to do is go from defaults to game logic, Blender render, Blender game. And on this enemy object, what we're going to do is do a collision sensor. If there's a collision that occurs with the property player, I'll have tap selected. It's going to do two things. It's going to send a message first. This message will be enemy death or something like this. You're going to minimize this, and you're going to connect it to your Python, to your collision sensor over there, and then add one more actuator. It will be an edit object actuator, and change it to end object, and connect it to like this. Okay. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to drag this panel out and give our enemy object character physics like this. And what we're going to do now is copy this enemy object by hitting Shift and D to copy it. And I'm going to rename this as main enemy. What we're going to do now is with our main enemy selected, hit M and then move it to layer 1. Let's now go back into layer 1 like this, and we should see an enemy object right in front of our cube, or right in the same game map as our cube. Okay. What we're going to do now is you're going to move it towards or in front of your enemy, or in front of your player, which is this main gray cube right here, with the green arrow pointing this way. You're going to right click on this cube right here, and let's add it so that there's a motion sensor, or a keyboard sensor with W selected. And we're going to have it so our cube is going to move forward. So let's add a motion actuator with 0.2 selected for the movement on the y-axis. And connect it like this. Okay, now that we have that, what I'm going to do is give our player a blue coloring, like this. Click on the physics tab right here, and give this cube object character physics. Add a game property. This game property will be a player property, like this. And let's do spacebar and then add a plane. Drag this plane below your player and do S and 10 to scale it up 10 times. So what we should see is if we hit play, we can collide with the cube and delete the cube. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is do spacebar and then add a empty object. And what this empty object is going to be is a cube. We're going to drag it over here. And this cube object, or this empty object, when it receives the message enemy death, like this, it's going to add an object into the game. And it's going to do edit object, add object, and we're going to do enemy. So what should happen is if I drag this up, right click on our enemy once to copy it and drag it back, we should see that I can add one enemy, add two enemies, and we can just keep deleting them like this. Alright guys, so this is how you make an enemy respawn point without Python in the Blender game engine. I hope you guys find this very useful.